Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's awesome car. 67 Shelby GT350 Convertible, Pro Touring model, and let me tell you what, man, if you were ever going to build yourself a car, I gotta believe that almost everything on your checklist would be in this one right here, and this one is ready to go. This is an exceptional car. I get a little excited when I talk about it. A, because yes, we sold the car here new. B, we did all the modifications for the client afterwards, and now he's ready to get something else. And that's such the cool thing about doing business here, is because we love to get these cars back, find you something new to try out, and recycle everything through here. Because you know, these cars, when they're great cars, are very difficult to find out there. When you're out on the internet looking at these cars, everything looks shiny in pictures and what have you. But as we walk around this car, you're going to see the details and things like that that go on that maybe the person that's trying to show you what they have there, maybe not be able to show you all of those good things. So let's maybe start out with this paint for a second here. The Raven Black paint is an important part of this car, because you know, a black convertible, look at this, man. Look how you can read every single word in there. Every word is crystal clear. You can see what time it is, okay? And this is nice too, because it has some clear coat over the stripes, and the gray stripes is like that Eleanor gray metallic paint, and it looks really good. So you got all new chrome and stainless. You got the correct driving lights in the grille right there. I probably should have flipped those on, but we can do that for you. All dressed up with the Shelby GT350 badges. Now keep in mind, it's not just the Shelby GT350 Pro Touring model, this is a convertible too. So we walk around, this is a very different car. You know, this was a very expensive car to build. As a matter of fact, the client, after they purchased the car here, spent another almost $25,000 upgrading and modifying. Not doing paint work and things like that. We're talking about just modifying the car, okay? Not restoring it, adding all these great things to it. So let's take a minute, let's walk around some of her. So to add to some of the handling, so we have an upgraded suspension underneath here with big shocks, sway bars, and we have receipts for all those things. Check out these big brakes in here. Cross-drilled and slotted rotors. Big calipers, they're painted red, all right? We also have in here these nice 17-inch alloys with big radials on there, so that you get that big footprint too, because regardless if you put a suspension on, if you put stock wheels and tires and those tall sidewalls, they're going to flex around back and forth, and the car's never going to handle. So this is the start of how it handles, is the footprint. You know, the wider the shoe, the more stability you have. These right here, awesome little piece of GT350 stripes that match the hood stripes there, look great. You got the call outs right here as well. And just look at the finish on this car. I keep talking about it. This is really nice. Like, you could drive to a show today and no one would know that it took, you know, 3 or 4 years to restore this car, and you could have it in just a day or two. Okay? All right, let's keep walking around for a minute. So part of the Shelby package, meaning the hood, the side scoops, this right here, you know, this roll bar alone, it takes an entire day to install. It has special covers that go in the back seat back here. But the one thing that's nice too is if you have kids or want to take another couple out, the back seat has all been retained, all right? And in this case here, I'm getting off track a little bit, but I want to show you this because it's important. He was a little bit taller, okay? So we slid the seat back for him. He was well, I think in the 6'4" range, so there's an enormous amount of room, plus, not to mention that the seats are power, okay? So there's plenty of room in this car, headroom and length and things like that, and the seat goes up and down, it's power. It's just really nice to fit whoever gets this car, they can fit that properly. Great touch back here, check this out. You got the Shelby taillights, you got the exhaust. This trunk extension is not just a bolt-on, this is actually part of the trunk, and then the extensions on the quarter finish up the package there. So you want to see all that. Let's take a quick peek right here. I want to show you a little bit underneath this car, because you got a big 9-inch rear in there, and then also too, don't forget that we have, you know, we put that on the list, but we put in posi traction in this car, and that made a big difference too when you're laying down this kind of power, because we haven't even got to the engine and drivetrain yet. But I don't know if you can see inside there, but they're matching cross-drilled and slotted rear rotors too, which is pretty rare. So this has a really high performance braking system in it. Okay, the chrome and stainless look awesome. All right, and we keep walking around. It's just got this great stance and this great footprint. Just an awesome, I don't know, I keep saying awesome only because I know the amount of effort and work that went into get to a car to this level. All right, come on up front and let's take a peek under the hood. Okay, so a lot of money that was spent in here. Some of it is hidden, some of it you might never see, but it's all wrapped up and tied up in here. So you got a big 400 cubic inch V8 in here. You got power steering, all right? We have fuel injection, which is really, really nice. The fuel injection in this car works beautifully. It doesn't matter whether it's 108 out or it's 8 degrees out, the car fires up every time. It doesn't require the warm-up period of the traditional carbureted car. And I think that as this car rolls down the road and you're rolling down in it, it's really nice. It also has a 5-speed transmission in it. So on the highway, you know, because it has a lot of power, the 5-speed makes it nice because then you're talking the mileage per gallon goes up, the stress on the whole car makes this great sound as it's going down in 5th gear as you're rolling down the highway with the top down. It's exactly what you're hoping you would get in something like this. All right, very nice. All right, so let's look at the detail of the trunk. Come on up here for a second. All right, so you got the correct the plaid mats. You got the jack and holder in the bag there. It's all nicely detailed and painted. The wires are all taped up right. Stripes come down. I don't know, just nicely finished in here. And it's actually a little over-restored because it's all painted gloss black inside here. It's really supposed to just be just plain old on either undercoating or primer. Here, the customer, you know, when it was restored, I don't fault it for being over-restored because I think that's really nice, but it's really nicer than it should be, which is a good thing, okay? All right. Let's take a peek. I don't know if you can see this before I get in. It's got these great cross-drilled pedals that are here. Like if you want a Pro Touring car, this is awesome because there's so much old and new mixed inside. So this is a 2000, I believe it's a 2010 Mustang GT interior. So we got the seats out of one of those. We had this custom console built, all right, with the signature on here. It's embroidered on here, Carol Shelby's name. This is kind of cool. It's kind of hidden too. This is tilt wheel. So instead of having multiple levers and things like that, it's all wrapped up right in here. You got full gauges on the dash here. All right, and here's something cool too. You got the original AM radio here, but check this out. AM, FM, CD, satellite. I believe it has navigation too in it. More gauges down here. It does have navigation, check that out. How cool is that? That is so hot. I mean, it's just an awesome car. I get so excited. If I say awesome one more time, I'm probably gonna get fired. I love the two-tone interior because this gray matches the stripes of the car outside. The black in here goes really well. We had this gray signed to match the centers of the seats. Like we talked about the roll bar back there. There's room in the back seat for people. Like this seat slid like way far back. And like if I was gonna drive this car, I could still drive it up here and not have to worry about and be able to still take people someplace where I wanted to go. But I love this wheel. It's a Moto Lito wheel. So it's this beautifully wood crafted wheel. It's polished stainless in the middle of it. It's got that GT350 call out right in the center. And it just sounds great. Sorry, not sounds great, looks great. I'm so excited to drive it. I keep talking about how it sounds. I'm just having a good time here, man. You have a good time with me, okay? Anyway, how about I start it up for you so you can hear what it sounds like? Great thing about fuel injection, man, you just hit the key, I didn't touch the gas pedal. Like I said, it doesn't matter whether it's 108 out or 8 out. Matter of fact, it's kind of a crisp morning here and this thing fired right up. One of the other great things about this car, it looks just as good with the top up. There's something about convertibles, you know, because they're just, the roof is shorter, and with all the goodies going on in this car, it looks great with the top up. But as we all know, we'd love to see the top down. And this is so easy too. You know, you jump out of work, get in the car, fire it up, let it warm up. While it's warming up, you're putting the top down, and you're ready to roll. You know, in closing up this car, I wanted to bring the hanging tag because there were so many things done to it. I knew that I would forget something and overlook it. I just wanted to review it one more time with you. You know, in this here, we're talking about a fuel injected a 400. So, I mean, it was a lot of work to get that done. Custom map, gives you that great drivability. We picked up a lot of power out of it too. It's got a 5-speed. So instead of having a 4-speed, it's got that extra overdrive transmission. So when you're rolling on the highway, it's just easing itself along. There's 3.80 posi traction rear. So that 5th gear is even more important, so that it's got snappy acceleration with a 3.8, but it's also got that great highway drive with a lower RPM once you put it into overdrive. We talked about how nice looking the Raven black paint was. The gray stripes, obviously you got to go that way. You could go white if you wanted to, and that's an easy fix if that's something you wanted us to add. But the gray stripes I thought looked nice. They were subtle and just enough. Talked about the black power convertible top. It's got a matching boot that snaps on super easy. The big brake system with the cross-drilled rotors, slotted, red calipers all the way around. It's got an upgraded suspension with sway bars and things like that. Then we moved to the inside where we looked at the Pioneer navigation system, AM, FM, CD, satellite, tilt wheel, the Moto Lita wheel, the custom console, the custom modern Mustang power seat interior. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. This will be a 35-minute video by the time I'm done here. And all the good Shelby looking pieces like the hood, the rear end of the car, the tail lights, the center lights there. These are the things that people sometimes don't go and do the extra work on. I mean, the tail lights alone require us to take out the whole rear section of that area and replace it with the Shelby setup there. A new trunk lid, trunk extension. So this is not something that you can just do partially like by adding a hood. You really need to finish the whole package, and as this is done here, this is really what I consider the complete package. So if you ever wanted a really cool Pro Touring Mustang convertible, like this is one of those great cars. Anyway, if you can find a way to get this in your garage, I can guarantee you that you'll definitely have a smile on your face. So call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.